The mission of HED MD is to empower women and to challenge them to take ownership of their health care and to give them a safe space to talk about all of their healthcare concerns, whether it's their sexual health care or their basic GYN, or they need surgery or they need an ultrasound. The fact that they can come to one place and have everything addressed by the best of the best, the experts in the field around the country.
HED MD impacts the lives of women in many different respects. I think because of the office setting, because of the pride we take in allowing a comfortable, intimate atmosphere, we're able to discuss topics that are otherwise easy to brush over or not get addressed at all at a typical doctor's appointment. So I think sometimes we're able to talk about the secrets that women aren't comfortable otherwise speaking about. And these are big things that impact quality of life.
What our mission has always been simply is to empower women, to do what's best for them, to listen to them and treat them individually. I think what sets our office apart is that we actually care about our patients. From the first step in, from the front desk to the providers, you're more than just a patient. We actually care about what you're saying and what your complaints are, and we want to hear and be able to help and empower them to find their own treatments.
I had a very interesting event in my life that shaped why I went into women's healthcare. I'm 44 years old, and I nearly lost my mother when she was 45 years old. And it was due to a misdiagnosis. She went into the hospital with left arm pain and chest pain and shortness of breath, but because she was a young, thin woman, the doctors kept blowing her off and telling her it was stress, telling her it was her stomach. She ended up having emergent quadruple bypass surgery. And I remember meeting her physician, who was telling me that it was all in my mother's head and her symptoms were not really real. And after her diagnosis and her emergent surgery, I remember writing to him and thanking him for being an example of exactly the opposite of what I was going to be. And I decided there and then that the rules were different for men and women, and that I was going to be an advocate for women's health care. So I decided to open my own doors. In the last 4.5 years, we've had patients come in from Seattle and Florida and Maryland and telling us how nothing else like this exists around the country. And my wheels started turning, and I said, you know, women beyond Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky deserve this type of health care. So we decided to rebrand to HED MD, and we're going to take it national.
In this office, we feel very strongly about empowering women, all kinds of women in all different circumstances, and recognizing that. So part of that is giving back to the community in various different ways, but we oftentimes focus on women and families and different needs. I think it's a priority as a healthcare provider to look outside of the office visit and look into people's homes and whatever else they have going on in ways that we as a community of women and providers and community in general can contribute to a better society.
From day one, no matter what, I am going to give back. And first it was a local mission. And so we chose organizations like Dress for Success that gives clothing to homeless women who are trying to get back in the workforce. And the way we entice donations is we gave our patients spa dollars. So we gave them money to spend at the medical spa for themselves, so they felt better, but they were actually providing donations. And in July, we were able to take menstrual underwear. So there are two companies, Thinks and Ruby Love, that make underwear that take the place of tampons and pads. We don't think of that in the United States. Most of us have access to that. But 1 in 10 African girls actually ends up dropping out of school because they miss school due to their menstruation, because they don't have access to tampons and pads. So we partnered with our patients, and we took menstrual underwear down to Tanzania, and we got to deliver it to an organization called Project Zawadi that was going to deliver it to the girls down there. We actually got to visit with girls and do some village visits and meet the girls that we were going to make a difference for. And it was going to change their life. Someone asked me, how are we going to even that score, 26-2? got to change. And I realized that it's research. The FDA wants research, everyone wants data. That's how medical advances happen. And so we actually are doing quite a bit of clinical research in our office, and we are presenting some of our data at the upcoming conferences that we're going to. So that's the other way HER MD makes a difference. We are actually a research facility, and even though we are not university backed, we have active clinical research trials going on in the office right now. My passion is education. The more we can educate women that there are options, that there are names for the disorders that they have, and then there are treatment options, the greater difference and impact we are going to make for women. And it's finally how we're going to even that score with the discrepancy between men and women's sexual health care.
We love what we do here. We take great pride in what we do, and we look forward to the opportunity to expand that and extend it to as many women as we can reach.
We look forward to treating you at HER MD as well.
HER MD.